welcome to Group. Tonight we are going to be talking about Josie. Josie was in the very first starting over house, and we have the honor of having her back to the second starting over house to continue her growth and transformation. So I just want to go over some of the highlights so the women in the house can kind of know where you've been, all the challenges you've been through, and all the wins you've had. I think the very first thing is tell me what it was like to move in the first time to the starting over house. How pregnant were you?
Oh, wow. Completely pregnant. I was, I think, 8.5 months pregnant. Yeah, I was 8.5 months pregnant.
Hi, I'm Josie.
So Josie Dish, how pregnant are you?
I'm like doing 20 days.
Wow.
The whole thing when I went there is I wasn't sure if I was going to keep her or give her up for adoption.
Yeah.
Due to my circumstances and not being stable, I didn't have a home, I wasn't financially prepared. I pretty much feel like I was still a kid, getting ready to raise a kid. And one of the things was that I didn't know who her father was.
Don't forget the big thing is when you left the house.
Oh, I didn't give starting over the credit that it should have had, and I took off willingly on my own. I left.
And we tried everything.
Oh, did they?
Wait, I have got to go.
Oh, you don't look at...
Stop it, I have to go.
Look at this mirror.
Stop it.
Look at this mirror. Look, you have to face yourself one day. Why are you doing that to yourself? Look at yourself. Look how you're crying and pitiful. Look, you got a baby in there, Josie. Why?
I put all my emotions into a person, and that was my boyfriend, Jonathan. I pretty much let him make my decisions. But when I came back, I recommitted myself to the process, and
then you had Chloe.
And that was the big turnaround.
Push, push, push. Give me a push, one more push. Take a look.
Right then, I just knew that, that she was mine, and it didn't matter who she belonged to, and that I was gonna do the right thing and step forward and take care of my daughter.
And we totally want to hear about everything that happened between when you left the starting over house and now your return. But first, I want to kind of go back and find out a little bit more about you so your roommates can find out more. So let's go to the plasma, please.
There she is. That's the most beautiful person, the most strongest and courageous person I've ever met. That's my grandma. And I want to be just like her. I want to be strong like her. And I want to be independent like her, and I want to raise a family like she did. That's where I can go to talk to her. I go and sit and tell her my problems, because I still need her. I still need her opinion. And when I got pregnant, that's the first place I went. And I laid on the ground, and I held the ground. And I hugged it as hard as I could. And I told her I needed her so bad right now. I needed her to tell me what I was supposed to do, because I didn't have her anymore to do that. And I always wanted to know what her opinion was, because it meant the most. And no matter what, she wouldn't judge me. So I still go there. I take Chloe there and I show her that that's Grandma and Grandpa. And that it's a place to be comfortable at. It's not a place that I feel scared or upset. It's just a place that I know that I can be close to her, that I know she's still there, and I know that I can be with her.
Next photo, please.
That's my mom, and that's Chloe with her. Our relationship was kind of rocky at first. We really weren't close, but Chloe tied us together. It really has made us grow. I had a lot of anger towards my mom. I just instantly was on the D and was like, why didn't you raise me? Why weren't you there? You know, instantly ready to attack. And from being through the starting over house, we were able to express each other's feelings to each other a lot better. And I saw my mom cry really for the first time and tell me that she was so sorry, that that's how I felt. And she told me that if she could do it differently, she would. But I think she can't, because she loves Chloe more than anything. That's the light of my life. That was my eye-opener. That made me see a clearer picture, that there's more things that are more important in this life than going out and socializing.
When you were in the starting over house, the first time, I know one of the reasons you came was to actually decide if you should keep Chloe or not. That was
Yes.
one of your big decisions.
Yes.
And one of the reasons you just thought, well, do I or don't I, is because you didn't know who the father was.
Yeah, that was a big, big one.
I mean, it could have been Jonathan. It could have been a childhood friend or a one-night stand that
Yep.
you had because you and Jonathan were having challenges. You felt betrayed by Jonathan. You were hurt. I remember your pain and the tears. And so you went out and,
Use sex as a way to get even.
yeah.
That's what it all boils down to.
You know, one of the questions you wanted to answer, and I know Jonathan did have a paternity test, because I know that was challenging. We were in the house.
Oh gosh, that was an ongoing battle. The paternity tests were done.
So, Josie, who is Chloe's father?